The ocean has always been a place of mystery, hiding lost ships, sunken cities, and secrets of vanished civilizations. But in recent years, archaeologists have uncovered incredible finds beneath the waves, some that challenge what we thought we knew about history, and others that leave us with even more questions. How did entire cities end up underwater? Who built these strange submerged structures that seem to defy explanation? And could some of these discoveries point to civilizations we never even knew existed? Thanks to advancements in technology, we're now able to explore the deep like never before, and with each new discovery, the mysteries only seem to grow. From legendary ruins to artifacts lost for centuries, here are 9 of the most fascinating underwater archaeological finds ever uncovered. In November of 2013, archaeologists made a groundbreaking discovery off the coast of Sicily. Deep beneath the waves lay the remains of the earliest known ancient naval battle ever found. Scattered across the ocean floor were war relics dating back over 2,000 years. Battering rams, helmets, armor, and weapons, remarkably preserved after centuries underwater. These were the remnants of the Battle of the Agatti Islands, the decisive and brutal confrontation that brought the First Punic War to an end in 241 BC. Rome and Carthage had fought for over 2 decades, each vying for control of the Mediterranean. At sea, Carthage held the advantage. Its fleet was larger, faster, and manned by seasoned sailors. But Rome was crafty. Instead of taking the fight head-on, the Romans set a trap. They waited, striking when the Carthaginians least expected it, cutting off their escape by sea. It was a complete ambush, and the results were devastating. Up to 50 Carthaginian ships were sent to the bottom of the ocean, and as many as 10,000 men never made it out alive. That victory didn't just end the war, it sent Rome on the path to dominating Europe, and for over 2,000 years, the remains of that battle sat undisturbed, buried under the sea at a depth of about 100 meters. Until now. Back in 2013, a group of Italian scientists got their hands on something special. Ancient Roman medicinal pills pulled straight from a 2,000-year-old shipwreck off the coast of Tuscany. This wasn't just any ship, it was the Relito del Pozzino, a vessel that once sailed near the bustling Etruscan port of Popolonia, a major trading hub in the Mediterranean. When archaeologists excavated the wreck in the 1980s and 90s, they uncovered a remarkable collection of artifacts: lamps from Asia Minor, glass bowls from Syria and Palestine, and bronze jugs. Among these discoveries, one find stood out: a medicine chest. Inside, researchers identified surgical tools, a mortar, 136 small wooden bottles, and several sealed tin containers. One of these tins held 5 ancient medicinal tablets, preserved in nearly pristine condition. Chemical analysis revealed their composition: zinc, iron oxide, starch, beeswax, pine resin, and various plant-based ingredients, suggesting they were likely used as a Roman-era eye treatment. In March of 2014, marine archaeologist Giulia Boeto uncovered a remarkable shipwreck in Zabratia Cove, Croatia. This wasn't just any wreck. It was a Bronze Age sewn boat dating back to 1200 BC. Now here's what makes it so special. Unlike modern boats held together with nails or metal fasteners, this one was literally sewn together using ropes, roots, or willow branches. It's an ancient technique that people in the Adriatic kept using all the way up to Roman times. The boat itself is about 7 meters long, or close to 23 feet, and 2.5 meters wide, about 8 feet. And for something that's been underwater for thousands of years, it's in shockingly good condition. The stitching, still visible in some places. The frame, mostly intact. Archaeologists have even identified the different types of wood used to build it: elm, alder, and fir. And now they're using a tree ring dating method to figure out exactly what year the trees were cut down to build this thing. Boeto and her team are going all in on this discovery. They're working on creating a full 3D model of the boat, mapping out every last detail, and if that wasn't cool enough, they're hoping to rebuild a full-scale replica of it. Some Swedish divers just recently discovered an 11,000-year-old cache of Stone Age artifacts deep in the Baltic Sea. Turns out, ancient Swedish nomads had been tossing things into the water way back then, and thanks to the sea's low oxygen levels and layers of this thick, organic-rich mud called gytia, these relics have been incredibly well preserved. Finding anything from the Stone Age in this kind of condition is crazy rare. The team had to dig about 16 meters down to uncover what was hidden. and what they pulled up was wild. Wooden tools, flint weapons, animal horns, and even ropes, all still intact after thousands of years. But the real stars of the discovery? A harpoon carved from an animal bone and the remains of an auroch, a massive ancient beast that was basically the ancestor of modern cows. These creatures roamed Europe for ages, before the last one finally went extinct in the early 1600s. And the search isn't over. Now that they've found this treasure trove of Stone Age history, archaeologists are hoping they might be on the verge of something even bigger, an ancient burial site still waiting to be uncovered. In January 2014, a team of underwater archaeologists explored a submerged sinkhole in southern Mexico, an eerie place the locals steered clear of. This was Sacuayum, a cenote deep in the Yucatan Peninsula. What they discovered beneath the surface was chilling. A grip of long, oddly shaped skulls and scattered human bones. Now, cenotes are natural pits formed when limestone caves in, exposing the groundwater below. The ancient Maya even used some for sacrifices, but this one? The locals had scary stories about it. Tales of a feathered serpent with a horse's head guarding the cave. People from the nearby village of Telchaquilo swore they'd seen it perched in trees, spinning in the air before vanishing into the water. Turns out, something dark might have gone down there. The team uncovered over a dozen skeletons, yet there was no evidence of ritual sacrifice. As for the elongated skulls, they weren't a result of nature, they were intentionally reshaped from childhood. The reason behind this practice? Well, that remains a mystery. Just off the southern coast of Yanaguni, Japan, something incredible lies beneath the waves, an underwater site that some say could be around 10,000 years old. And here's where things get messy. Nobody can agree on what it actually is. Some experts swear it's the remains of an ancient civilization, a lost city swallowed by the ocean. Others argue that it's nothing more than a natural rock formation shaped over time by shifting tectonic plates and ocean currents. The whole mystery kicked off in 1995 when a diver exploring the waters near Okinawa drifted a little farther than planned. What he stumbled upon left him stunned. Massive stone blocks stacked together, forming what looked like staircases, roads, and open plazas. The structures had right-angled edges, deep carvings, and passageways that seemed too precise to be natural. The more people explored, the crazier it got. There were even sections that looked like they'd been carefully paved, complete with intersections and what seemed like stairways leading up to nowhere. But not everyone is convinced. Scientists like Robert Schoch, a geologist from Boston University, have taken a closer look at Yanaguni and say it's all just nature doing its thing. According to them, the Earth's crust shifts, breaks apart, and over thousands of years, you end up with formations that just happen to look man-made. Deep beneath China's Qiandao Lake lies a forgotten world, Xicheng, or the Lion City. Sitting at the bottom of Five Lion Mountain, this ancient city has been underwater for over 50 years, yet it remains perfectly preserved, like a real-life time capsule. Xicheng was built way back in the Eastern Han Dynasty, 25 to 200 AD, and was once a major political and economic hub in the Zhejiang province. But in 1959, the Chinese government created a hydroelectric power station, flooding the valley and burying the city under 131 feet of water. For decades, it was completely forgotten. Then, in 2014, tourism official Qiu Feng decided to check out what was left. What he found was stunning. Temples, memorial arches, paved roads, houses, even wooden beams and staircases, all untouched by time. With no wind, rain, or sunlight to wear it down, the Lion City remains frozen in history, hidden beneath the water, waiting for the world to rediscover its secrets. Down in southern Greece, near a small village called Pavlopetri, there's an ancient city that's been chilling underwater for about 5,000 years, and we're not talking about some scattered ruins. This place is still laid out like a proper city. Roads, two-story houses with gardens, temples, a cemetery, even a full-on water management system with channels and pipes. The heart of the city had a plaza about 131 by 65 feet, surrounded by buildings with up to 12 rooms each. It was so well designed that honestly, it put some modern cities to shame. This place was already thriving back when the events of the Iliad were supposed to have happened. In 2009, researchers confirmed that the city stretched for about 9 acres, with proof that people lived there even before 2800 BC. It likely sank around 1000 BC due to earthquakes shifting the land. But even after all this time, at least 15 buildings are still visible, clear enough for archaeologists to create what might have been the most accurate 3D model of an ancient underwater city yet. Heracleion was once a thriving Egyptian port, home to the temple where Cleopatra was crowned. But nearly 1200 years ago, it vanished beneath the Mediterranean. For centuries, people thought it was just a legend, like a real-life Atlantis. Then, in 2001, an underwater archaeologist searching for French warships stumbled upon the lost city. When divers cleared the sand and mud, they found an ancient world frozen in time. Huge statues of pharaohs, hundreds of god and goddess statues, a sphinx, 64 ancient ships, 700 anchors, stone tablets with Greek and Egyptian writing, and even gold coins were still there. They even uncovered the Grand Temple of Amun-Gurb, where Egyptian rulers once prayed. Greek historian Herodotus had written about this place in the 5th century BC, claiming it was built where the hero Heracles first set foot in Egypt. Even Helen of Troy supposedly visited with Paris before the Trojan War, but for centuries, Heracleion was just a myth until the sea finally gave up its secrets. And there you have it. Thank you for joining us today for our 9 mysterious archaeological discoveries found underwater. We're glad you're here and ask you to kindly subscribe to our channel for more exciting stories just like this one. Thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one.